Our faults and fears must never be seen. It's the only way to protect the Hunmun.
There's a belief that one should keep their friends close and their enemies closer. But what should we do when the enemy turns out to be our family? We see stories like this all the time where a parent might disown a child, or siblings might become mortal enemies to one another due to a traumatic childhood. They're compelling, dramatic, and emotional roller coasters. More than that, they're often relatable because, as we all know, families are complex. And if we don't get along with them, moving on can feel like the hardest thing in the world. At least that's how I believe Rumi felt in K-pop Demon Hunters as she grew up in Celine's shadow, became her legacy, and cracked under the weight of her expectations. That's right, I think Celine might be the villain in the sequel, and today's video will tell you why.
I swore to protect all that was left of her, but I never thought that would be a child like you.
Number 1. The deleted scene. Recently, an article from Cinema Blend highlighted scrapped storyboards and concept art. These scenes, posted online with some later deleted by the original artist, provided shocking revelations about Celine and the Sunlight Sisters, which would have changed the context of K-pop Demon Hunters entirely. These scenes take place after the Idol Awards, where Rumi unlocks her demon form and returns home to confront Celine and ask her to do the unspeakable. In these scenes, Rumi walks through a graveyard until she finds her mother's grave, which is clean and well-tended. We also get a flashback of Rumi as a child who begs Celine to hurry up as she guiltily cleans the grave. Another piece of deleted art shows Rumi as an adult, stalking towards Celine with her demon powers unchecked. In the art, she wants to know why Celine killed her mother. That's right, Celine killed Rumi's parents. While I can understand why they scrapped these scenes from the original film, it would take away from the Gima plot. Celine and Rumi's complex relationship deserves time to develop in future sequels. Not to mention, fans want answers. Many of us had already guessed that Celine played a crucial role in Rumi losing her parents, but the circumstances behind those events remain a complete mystery. The guilt mentioned throughout the scene says more than enough. Celine might have killed her sister, but it's something she regrets every day. She tries to atone for her actions in every possible way, from cleaning her grave to raising her child. Unfortunately, the circumstances might not matter to Rumi, who might view Celine's actions and secrecy as the greatest betrayal of her life.
Celine, do hunters kill all demons?
Yes.
So everything that has patterns?
Number 2. Rumi and Jinu's relationship. We know little to nothing about Rumi's parents, only that one was a hunter and the other a demon. Naturally, no one expected them to fall in love or have a child, and I doubt they expected it to happen either after their fateful first meeting. That's if they even fell in love to begin with, but I like to believe in the happier narrative. On that note, her parents die when she's very young, leaving Celine to raise her as a single mother. As a hunter who puts her duty above everything else, I can only assume that Celine frowned upon the potential relationship between her sister and her demon lover. That's even more certain now that we've received the deleted scenes, as that disapproval might have led to a fight that ended the lives of Rumi's parents. Either way, history repeats itself with Rumi and Jinu. Celine doesn't play a big part in this film, but she did have a fundamental role in forming Huntrix and training them to protect the Hun Moon. While she didn't join the group on their world tour, I'm sure she kept close tabs on them through media outlets, fan postings, and Huntrix's social media. She would have seen the shipping wars happening online and the fans posting pictures of Rumi and Jinu together. Not to mention, I'm sure Rumi came clean to Mira and Zoe about her complicated feelings toward Jinu after they saved the world. Now that her other secrets were out there, she had no reason to keep this one. Besides, Jinu did sacrifice himself to protect Rumi after all. Celine might find these rumors suspicious, especially after learning the truth about the Saja boys. If she ever overhears Rumi telling her friends about her fleeting romance, Celine might have flashbacks of her lost sister, whom she allegedly killed because of her demonic power. If Celine witnessed history repeating itself, she might view Rumi as a danger to humans and hunters alike and decide to take her out before she gives in to her demon side completely or falls for another demon's tricks.
You could have picked somewhere nicer for a date.
Date? No, ew! What are you talking about?
Number 3. Rumi's upbringing. Celine's consumed by guilt over what happened to her fellow Sunlight sister, and she vows to protect and raise Rumi as penance. She devotes herself to becoming a caring and present mother in Rumi's life, but at the same time, she teaches Rumi how to become a hunter and protect herself against their centuries-old enemies. It's clear from the start of the film that she expects Rumi to become the next great hunter, the one who will turn the Hun Moon gold and seal Gima away for a few years, bringing a new era of peace and safety to humanity. That's a heavy burden to bear from a young age, and Rumi admits as much in the song Golden, as she doesn't know how to become the queen everyone tells her to be. Even her fans refer to her as K-pop royalty and the living legacy of her musical predecessors. I know hunters work in teams of 3 and that Rumi couldn't have created a new Hun Moon without Mira and Zoe. Still, it made it look like everything's riding on Rumi's shoulders, which puts so much pressure on her that she pushes herself to keep going, even when she has nothing left to give. A childhood of strict training and lofty expectations might form some resentment between Celine and Rumi. Rumi might view Celine more as a mentor than a mother, creating an emotional rift between them that's impossible to cross. Since Rumi is our main character, her negative view of Celine will naturally paint her in an antagonistic light, even if it's a complicated relationship, much like her earlier view of Jinu, which constantly changed throughout the first film.
That victory is within your reach. It is your voices, your song.
Number 4. Celine's last scene. Speaking of Rumi's view of Celine, their relationship falls apart in their final scene together. After fleeing the Idol Awards, Rumi goes to her adoptive mother, who she begs to kill her before her demon side can take over for good. Celine refuses, which makes it even more of a punch if she did kill Rumi's parents. Rumi returns to her feet and picks an argument with Celine, who tries to convince her to hide her markings and lie to her friends, for the sake of returning to normal. When Rumi's emotions erupt and she starts to shout at Celine, her demonic powers start a ripple effect across the Han Moon, showing how much damage she might do if she turned to the wrong side. Of course, in these moments, Rumi's nothing more than a girl desperate to hear her adoptive mother apologize and embrace every side of her, scars and all. Unfortunately, Celine can barely stand to look at Rumi in the eye, and anything she said would have been enough to convince Rumi to change course. Celine is left alone in the graveyard, believing that Rumi plans to destroy the Han Moon and join Guima. Although Rumi doesn't prove her wrong in the end, this reveals how little faith Celine has in her daughter and how much their relationship has suffered. Celine may never escape her past trauma to support Rumi, and Rumi may never forgive Celine for the past, constantly putting the two of them at odds.
Rumi, no. You knew I was a mistake from the very start.
Number 5. A connection to Guima. The final thing I want to throw out there is that Guima ensnares people by feeding off their guilt and shame. He uses those emotions against them, invading their minds to make their worst memories feel like a television rerun, which feels like a form of psychological torture. His demons lose themselves in a cycle of self-imposed grief, shame, and guilt, which is why they can't escape from his realm. If Celine died early on in the sequel, be it from a natural cause or while hunting demons, she might find herself on Guima's doorstep, doomed there by the memories of her fellow Sunlight sister and what transpired between them. Will the painful memories force her to follow Guima's commands, even if he demands that she take down Huntrix and destroy the Han Moon once and for all? I think there's a strong possibility.
Don't you idiots know? Once the hunters turn the Han Moon gold, it's over for us!
While I love the story implications provided by the deleted scene, it would have shifted the narrative of K-pop demon hunters entirely. I don't know about you, but if I had known that Celine killed Rumi's parents, I would lose all interest in the Saja boys and Guima. Sure, they're killing innocent people and trying to take over the world, but Celine's actions shaped the main character's life forever, and in a monumental way. To kill one of your closest friends and then raise her child with lies is an act that would skyrocket Celine to the top of my villain list any day. And the first film left plenty of breadcrumbs for this powerful revelation to still occur in a sequel.
You don't know me.
You know, you can tell me. I understand.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Instead of the ones in your head. Isn't he great? Woo! Do you know